There we go.
Cool. Being recorded.
We
All
back.
right. So, talked about Elimination Chamber, the big John Cena heel turn. Um, yeah, I don't think I would love to see Dr. Thugonomics come back, but I was also talking with again, shout out Big Drew. And Andre Smith, shout out him too, and the other wrestling people.
Mm.
I do think that if it is Dr. Thugonomics, it wouldn't be taken as not necessarily as seriously, but like since cats like you or I want to see Dr. Thugonomics come back, it would be too like celebrated in a way.
I think so.
If you keep it, you still have the music like and then he just kind of comes out and then just doesn't hype it up. He just has that look like he's
That
just not.
that 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 what do you call it? That face he has, just the stone face. He's just so grumpy now.
He's serious. It's just serious face.
He's
Like
grumpy cat.
yeah, he's grumpy cat.
He's just
Uh, he's pulling off a face the Rock can't make anymore.
no, sure can't. I
Rock,
can't help but smile.
right? Rock is just always he always looks like he's about to laugh now, even when he's just being serious. Like he's just too the Rock now.
He's just having fun, man.
Yeah, he's living his best life, bro. He's coming out rocking his Elvis fitters now with the super wide bell
With
bottoms.
the high collar. Yeah.
I was watching, I forgot who said it. We're sitting there watching. Somebody like, "What is that outfit?" I'm like, "He's full Elvis now, man. It's just he's the final boss. This is what the final boss looks like in his head."
This, you wanted to see Bray Wyatt's final form. I think this is The Rock's final form.
I'm saying, and I'm here for it. I'm
Yep.
here for it.
I'm
Let's
sold. The
whatever you
music and
want,
everything. I
Dwayne.
love it.
You're the man, Dwayne. Uh, which led into
Monday.
first Raw after Elimination Chamber, and boy, it started off with a bang. It's a good show when off the top they just give CM Punk a microphone and go,
Yep.
talk. Because
Yep.
yeah, he came out and said all the business. And even whilst I was listening to it, all the people he was naming, he names The Rock, he named Cena, and I was like, bruh, if he names Seth Rollins is gonna come out. I'll bet. All the other people aren't gonna come out. Seth Rollins is gonna come out. And as soon as he was like,
Whoa.
Becky Lynch, you better come get your man. I was like, here he comes. it's coming.
And then they brawled for like 15 minutes, man.
That was a good
That was
look.
great.
That was a good little scrap.
So much so that because they're going to be Madison Square Garden tomorrow, so they're actually going to be they're doing a cage match tomorrow night. So hopefully this is like they're saying it's the end of the feud. So because I'm pretty sure that they're going to have Rollins feud with Reigns at Mania. I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, this steel cage match is going to be pretty epic at
I
Madison
think they
Square
want to
Garden tomorrow.
push a they want to push a Punk Cena. They want another Punk Cena thing.
I mean, we kind of got that at Chambers, so I don't know if that's going to happen again.
Do you think that's their last? Do you think that's their last little that? You think?
The last like
I don't think Punk leaves it at that. Punk's gonna
no,
want.
I don't know if it's the last. I just think
Yeah.
the way things have been going, Punk's kind of been feuding with Logan Paul too. Like they were kind of talking before Elimination Chamber. And he's like, I don't even know who you are. So
Yeah.
you know how Phil is.
Right.
So I think that's probably gonna be one of the matches too. But I mean, like I said, we just know the main two titles for the men and the main two titles for the women. That's all we know for Mania right now.
Because it's not like Cena's. It's not his last. I mean, they still have him for what, like 9 more months, something like
Something
that. Like
like that.
it's
Yeah,
like the rest
because
of the year that
I'm
they have.
assuming
So
I kind of hope he wins the title at Mania and then he kind of has one more title
I
run.
think he will. I think he'll win because I think they'll give him the title at Mania, so he'll be the guy. He did it at Mania. He's the record holder. He did it as a heel, which
Yeah.
will be crazy. And then somebody will claim it back. He'll have his last match.
And then I'll ride off in the sunset.
Yeah, and then it'll be thanks so long. Thanks for all the fish, John.
We'll see you at Peacemaker, John.
We'll see you at your Hall of Fame induction.
Speaking
Or
of, did you hear this week?
back for a random like one more match in like a year, which is always possible.
Always.
You know what I mean? I'm sure he has an open door policy like some other people where
Oh,
it's
I'm
just, hey,
sure.
I feel like coming back and doing a match this year. They'll be like, whatever you want, John.
Sure, if you
Great.
want. Have
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go.
speaking of, did you hear the newest inductee in the Hall of Fame this year? They're putting Lex Luger in. They announced him this week.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Good. Good for him.
So it's him. Triple H is gonna be the headliner. Michelle McCool's going in this year, which I think is
I
about
did
time.
see. Yeah, good for her. Uh, they're putting trips in.
Yeah, yeah. When I forget what event they were at, but then it was some press conference. Triple H finished, and then you hear Shawn Michaels music hits, and then Undertaker music hit, and then they told him that he was being inducted. So
So obviously, obviously HBK inducts him.
I would imagine
That's easy.
if anybody else, it would be Stephanie, but I'm pretty sure.
Baker might come out. Nah, even Stephanie like, nah, let your boy do
I
it.
agree. I agree.
He was you loved him first.
Your first true love.
Right, right. That part. Well, and good for trips, man. I'll tell you what, man. I do miss watching Triple H wrestle.
I do too.
Honestly, in hindsight, like there was a time I didn't like that he constantly had the belt.
No,
But then again,
but I mean,
I don't like when somebody constantly has the belt.
every
But
generation had that. We just weren't used to it, and now
sure.
that's kind of a thing now. Like Roman Reigns held it for five,
Oh my god.
1,000 days, 1,500
Ever.
days, something like that. So
Ever. He was the champion ever.
right, so like that's kind of starting to be a thing again. They started that again with CM Punk when he held it for a little over a year, 400 something days. So that was just how it was back then.
Yeah. I
So
remember
I
I
mean,
don't
that's why we stopped liking John Cena during the middle of his run. And I was one of the guys for sure chanting John Cena sucks during his music when the music hit. Like it just we weren't
I,
used to it, so we got bored with it.
he just kept letting that dude win. That was
Yeah.
my problem with it. I'm like, he won again? Like
hmm
he beat who? Come on. But
When they
anyway,
just did that with Reigns, people dug it. So
and that and Reigns went through some shit, bro.
oh yeah, cancer survivor. I mean, right there.
Like, come on, come on. Give and really like who else was really going to do it? Who was going to do it? If
At the time,
it wasn't going to be John.
no.
It was going to be somebody that you can't give it to The Rock. You make two belts so you can have. I guess Cody maybe could have taken it early. Like he could have maybe beaten Homie Dude the first time at WrestleMania,
Yeah.
but that creates just the big hubbub for
Thing.
this type of
I'm
thing. So
I'm
yeah,
sure they thought about that. Yeah.
and the Bloodline was a great storyline, bro.
That's phenomenal.
The whole Bloodline was a whole great roller coaster of a ride. So good for them. Anyway, so yeah, now I'm trying to think. Okay, what things at Raw stuck out? Oh, I'll say, man, we might jump a little bit all over, but I remember sitting there watching the match between Io. Is it Io or Io?
Uh, Genius EO.
Io.
Yeah.
Sitting there watching the match between Io Sky and Rhea Ripley.
It was the main event.
And I remember my boy coming in. Shout out Justin, matinee review. Shout out, plug.
Chain names.
Um, um, I remember him coming in. I remember him going. Yeah, so who do you think is going to win? It's been a while since I watched, but it's been a long time since I've seen a major title change like this on a Raw.
Especially this close to Mania.
We're right about to go into WrestleMania, and and Rhea Ripley there you go, boom. So when Io Sky wins, it's like, oh shit,
Yeah. Didn't
one.
see
But
that coming at all.
then I started thinking, but an Io Sky Bianca Belair match at WrestleMania, does that really sizzle? So I wouldn't be surprised if they make it a triple threat and throw Rhea back in there.
Hmm.
But I haven't seen what's happened recently. Well, she's on Raw, so we might find out some
Right.
more.
So we'll find out tomorrow. We'll see what happens tomorrow
Um,
because there hasn't been
but
any.
yeah, and that's no disrespect to Io Sky. Not
Not
saying
at all.
her and Bianca can't do it, but I do think it's not just going to be either Jade Cargill jumps in that match. Somebody's going to jump in that match with them too. I don't think Bianca Belair and Io Sky.
I could see I could see
Hell's
Rhea
really.
just because she gets her rematch. So
Yeah,
We'll
Yeah.
just see when she gets to catch that in. But yeah, I can see it be a triple threat match because Tiffy and Charlotte's definitely gonna be a one-on-one. So
Oh,
that's
that's right. Yeah, I did see the clip of Tiffy celebrating and old Slim Britches.
yeah,
Old old put together Slim Britches comes out there and tries to beat her up.
in her tall ass orange boots and
Wearing
okay.
yeah, I was just like, oh Charlotte. You're just disappointed in somebody. Oh, Charlotte.
Yeah.
What are those? Yeah. Trying to think of what else on Raw really stood out.
I know
Uh,
it's been 6 days. It's hard to
I
remember.
know, and
I
again,
got SmackDown fresh on the mind.
should have freaking wrote. That's okay. First time. Next time, write some notes.
Episode 0.
Write some notes down. I think if those were the big things that I stuck out, I think those were the big things. Oh. I love watching who's big guy who fought Gunter. Otis?
Oh,
Was it not
Otis.
Otis? Man,
That was a great match.
he's so fun, bruh.
Yeah.
He made that match so fun to watch.
Yeah. Otis is fun, dude. He's a lot of fun to watch in the ring.
Man. And you know what, man? I think you're right.
Ooh.
Gunter might be he might be the best all around technical wrestler in the business
Oh,
right
right now? Oh yeah.
now. Especially for his size and shit. He's really good to watch.
Yeah.
He's really fun. The little bit of weight that he did lose, because I remember he used to be a little not. I really can't really call him like pudgy. He just had a little extra like baby fat
He
with him,
did. Yeah, he was a little
and
thicker.
he just got real slimmed and like not necessarily toned, just lost a little baby fat really. And
Yep. And then changed his name to Gunther, and here we are.
yeah,
Imperium.
it was what Walter.
That's right. It was Walter.
Walter, the
Yeah.
Ring General. Now he's Gunther.
It was Gunther,
Gunther.
Ring General.
Their whole Imperium shit, bro. The whole hands behind the back, the mat is sacred. I love their whole thing. Their whole thing is dope. I love Imperium.
Yeah.
I see they keep trying to push your one homie dude who keeps fighting Sierra Meldo, Ludwig, whatever is his name.
Yeah. Ludwig Kaiser.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I thought there were like 5 of those dudes. Where are the rest of them?
Oh, of Imperium?
Yeah,
There was one other guy, and Kaiser turned on him. So we haven't seen the other guy since.
Giovanni something or other.
Something like that. It was something Austrian, German sounding name. Some I honestly I can't remember what it was. And I mean he wasn't a bad wrestler. He was just the weak link of the three. So I don't know if we'll see that guy again, but they had turned on each other. So I mean, even right now, Imperium isn't really a thing because
No,
you don't see the two together anymore either. So
right. They're I mean your man still comes out, he has the Imperium thing, but fucking
yeah,
Gunter has
yeah, the music's similar, but
he's his
yeah,
own guy.
he's his own
Yeah.
thing.
I mean really like with Imperium it's Gunter's music is the same Imperium, I think it's
Hmm.
the same Imperium music, it
Yeah,
just says his name
right.
instead of just chants Gunter, Gunter. So, the Ring General, this whole thing is dope. I like Gunter. You think they put him over? You think they put Jay over Gunther WrestleMania?
It's so hard to tell. I mean, Jay's on
I
such a
know.
hot streak right now. Like
I
he
know.
looks untouchable. I mean, we always think that after Rumble. We're like anybody who wins
Love
the
that,
Rumble, it's like they're untouchable. They gotta win. And
that yeet chant. I was like, people
it's
love saying yeet.
and that's why I love professional wrestling because as much as we think we know, we've been in the know for so long, they still throw curveballs at us. So
Yeah.
it's I would like to see Jey Uso win, but I wouldn't be mad if Gunther won either.
I wouldn't mind seeing Jey Uso. I even said even if it's just to have Jay win, get his WrestleMania moment, then he loses it on Raw the next day. I wouldn't be mad at that. He can say he won a
Yeah.
main like he can say he won the main event. So he can come out uh Monday night, have his whole new champion, Jey Uso, and everybody does yeet, and then somebody will come and be like, nah, put that up tonight, and then beat him.
Yeah, like I forget the pay-per-view that happened before Rumble, but that was when Jay fought Gunther for the title, and that was a fantastic match. So I think that was like, oh yeah, Jay can hang in the ring with this guy. So I think
I
that
think
was
that's a
kind of
lot of the point of this is showing everybody that like no you can't put a moniker on somebody in the main event without having them show some chops.
Right.
And not only is Jay he's shown chops in the ring, he's shown chops on the mic. He can cut good promos now. He doesn't need his brother or any of the bloodline to bounce some stuff off. He can come out there and
Well,
put it down. He's turning into that dude, and I'm glad that they're giving him this opportunity to
yep.
do it. So I've always liked the Usos. I've always thought they were really good in ring wrestlers, and it's good to see that. My main worry was always that one couldn't shine without the other. I always
Mhm.
thought that maybe Jimmy needed Jay, Jay needed Jimmy. It's good to see that Jay can hold his own.
Yeah.
I'm pretty proud for the boy.
And I think Jimmy will find his way too. Like I kind of put them in the same category as like how the Hardys were, how we knew Jeff was the star and Matt was like the solid like in-ring competitor.
The better just in ring guy.
Correct.
Yeah.
But everybody was always more excited to watch Jeff Hardy. And then
Mhm.
Matt had his run and they're like, "Oh, Matt Hardy's great too." It's like I feel the same way, but Jimmy will find his way. Big Jim.
Yeah.
He'll find his whole little gimmick. I think he'll find his spot, but they're both really good at what they do.
I think he shows up at the WrestleMania match, and it'll be that. Oh, is he coming to help Jay or is he coming to hinder Jay?
Mm,
And I think that it'll be the big Uso reunion. I think Jimmy will help him, not necessarily help him win. Say Ludwig or homie dude from Imperium does come down to interfere. Jimmy comes out.
he'll be the guy to
It's
yeah,
that dude. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I can
Runs.
see that.
Yeah, I see that coming. Um, yeah, yeah. That's pretty much all the big Raw stuff. Tell me a little bit about SmackDown. What happened?
SmackDown. Yeah, I actually got notes for this one. So
There you go. Boom. See, prepared.
so it opened up with Orton opened the show. So he was talking smack. He's like, why he went after Kevin Owens? Like he's like, I just don't like Kevin Owens. So I wrote down
He's never really. Them two have never really. I mean, they've never really crossed, like, been at
not
odds, but like,
not too much, no,
they've never really had a reason to like.
until
They've
now.
really spoken highly of each other.
So
So
yeah, I love that Orton said that Cena is now The Rock's bottom. And then he also said, quotes, he gives a new meaning to the rock bottom. I was like, oh, that's so good. That's so good.
you, Randy.
That's Randy. Randy
Randy's
being Randy. So yeah, he cut a pretty good promo to open the show.
okay.
And then after that, the first match was Tiffany Stratton against Piper Niven. There was a little Chelsea Green came back and they were talking like interrupted uh Tiffany Stratton and Nick Aldis talking about something. So she's like, all right, well, let's fight. So Tiffany went out there and beat Piper Niven, but that was a great match too. Um,
Hyper Niven is this that that's not that
she was Dewdrop, if you remember the name Dewdrop.
yeah, yeah, bigger broad.
Correct.
Sure have said broad. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, she's Chelsea Green's quote Secret Service like security since
Okay.
Chelsea Green's the US champion.
Uh,
Um,
very very cute.
yeah.
I love when the dude or the lady, whoever holding the United States belt, I love when they do that. Like I love when JBL had his cabinet. Loved it. I love shit like
Oh, it was
that.
great.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I'm a huge fan of Chelsea Green.
Okay.
We'll get to her. She has a defense match later on.
Okay.
But the next match was number one contenders match featuring for the tag team championships. So it was Pretty Deadly against La Garza, who's part of Delgado del Fantasma, and then the Motor City Machine Guns.
Pretty deadly are them two the
The
two
two British guys with the long hair and they wear like the crop top shirts.
they were like this like the long sleeve joints and
Yeah.
the
And
okay.
the big disco ball. Yeah, they're pretty solid. So they actually ended up winning that number one contenders match.
They're just the
So
new Billy and Chuck.
new Billy and Chuck. But I don't think they're going to try to have a gay marriage wedding ceremony with them this time. So, but yeah, so that was a pretty solid. It was kind of a weird triple threat match, but Pretty Deadly ended up taking that.
They like these Motor City whatever's like
Motor City Machine Guns. So
uh,
these guys have been around in the indie circuit, Ring of Honor for a long time. Like
okay,
they've been wrestling for about 20 years together.
okay,
So they definitely know the business in and out. They just came to WWE relatively recently.
okay.
So they're real solid. If you ever go back and look at some of their like past stuff, they're fun to watch.
Okay.
So after that was the confrontation with Bianca Belair and Naomi.
Yes.
So
I do want to go that and watch that in
yeah,
its
that was
entirety.
good. It got kind of, I mean, they were obviously emotional and whatnot. Naomi, they were both like physically crying, but like they were yelling at each other, getting kind of high pitched. It's like, okay. But it was really good promo. Bianca was just like, it's yes or no. Naomi was dancing around it, not really answering the question. She's like, no, it's a yes or no. So she's like, yeah, I did it. I did it for you. It reminded me of Rikishi telling it, I did it for The Rock. That's almost exactly how I was kind of picturing it. Because she's like, you don't know why I did it. You don't understand. I did it for you. You can't understand. Blah blah blah. It's like, okay. So that's the whole gimmick. Jade Cargill came out. You see it like a car pull up after Bianca left or was leaving the ring. Jade's music hits. She gets out of a car and walks straight down and just beats shit on Naomi.
Mm,
Uh, so that's gonna be good. We'll see where that feud goes and how that takes off.
okay.
Next match. This was might be my favorite match of the night. So it was
Okay.
Chelsea Green defending her U.S. championship in a street fight against Michin. Uh,
Okay. Meechin's
she's kind of like the Asian chick. She's from
Mia,
like
not Mia Yin.
Fontana.
That's not it, is it?
Huh.
Is it Mia Yin? Is her name? No, it's
No, it's Michin. Michin.
okay. Mia
Yeah.
Ch okay, boom, Mia Chen. Yeah, she okay. I know who she is a little bit from the wrestling game.
Yeah.
So I think I know who she is.
Yeah. So so that was a championship title match in a street fight, which apparently Michin is supposed to be the queen of the death match kind of street fight. Like that's what she did in the Indies.
Okay.
So the best part about it, Chelsea Green came out in a full-on Cactus Jack fitter. Full on. Like you need to look at the picture. Even her shirt, like the Wanted Dead or Alive with Cactus Jack, it was her
Yeah.
picture on there instead of Cactus Jack's. It was so good, and it was a really good match. So Chelsea Green ended up winning the match, I believe, because was it? God, it was Alba Fire, and I can't forget the other chick. They released one. I think Alba Fire is the one that kept. But anyway, she came and she helped Chelsea Green win. So she might be doing kind of a little stable thing herself too. We'll see where that
Oh
goes.
yeah, I'm looking at the little picture. That's fire.
Yeah, that's great.
That's fire.
Uh, so yeah, that match was phenomenal. If that's one you
Oh,
want to
down to the
check
boots,
out and
the
watch.
wrappings, everything. Yeah,
Everything,
yeah, straight up Captain
everything.
Jack little thing. Yeah, got a little custom shirt. That's what's up.
Yeah, she looked fantastic. The match was great. Um,
Alba Fire's that broad who come out with the bat on fire, right?
I think so.
Or she used to, or something. Again,
Yeah, she was
all I
with
know about her is from the video game.
right.
Okay.
I don't know too much about them. They were NXT. There was a tag team. It was Alpha Fire
I
and
had her
somebody
tagging
else.
with somebody for a long time,
Yeah,
and then
they released one. They kept the other. The one they kept. I'm sorry, I
okay.
can't remember the names.
Yeah, no, sorry,
But
sorry.
we'll
We're
get
just getting back into it, y'all. We'll get there.
right. We'll get there. All right. So the next match after that was Braun Strowman versus Solo Sikoa. So it's big dude versus big dude fight. And that, I mean,
Strowman's still around, huh?
Braun
Okay.
Strowman's still around.
They
And
know what did
he's
they do?
kind of like he's going the ways as the Big Show kind of
I
went, where
was
he's
thinking
like
like there's
fun big guy.
there's nothing else you can really do with the
Nope.
dude. Like
He's
he,
just
you
a
know what
big
I'm
guy.
saying?
Just a big strong
That's
guy.
yeah, that's there's nothing really you can do with the dude. Yeah.
So he's kind of feuding with Jacob Fatu because he came out and
That's another dude
that
who's
dude's insane.
crazy to watch.
Yeah. So I can
Man,
see them having a match at Mania because like they had a huge like brawl after the match and Braun like threw him through tables and stuff and Jacob just got back up like he just wouldn't stay down. So that's probably
that's
be
the
a
dude that
Mania
he's
match.
the with the Samoan Wolverine.
The
That's what they call
Samoan werewolf,
him, werewolf.
something like that.
You might be right.
Yeah, but he's kind of like the regular Samoan guys, like meets Umaga, like he's kind of
Yeah,
Umaga-esque.
that's my like. I get nothing from like I get nothing but Umaga vibes from him.
Hmm.
You know the yeah. Is he
Same family,
is
same
he
kind
one?
of.
Yeah, is he wanted like is he one of his kids or who is
It's hard to tell. I don't know if he's one of his kids. I think they're all. I mean, they're all cousins.
probably is his
Um,
his
I
uncle.
know Solo is Jimmy and Jay's brother,
Okay,
so I know that. I don't remember how Jacob is related to them. I'm pretty sure that he's one of the cousins.
I forget which ones are Umaga's kids.
I
Uh,
mean, if you look at that Samoan family tree, it's so hard to keep track who's with who. So. I mean, it's not on purpose. There's just a
It's
lot
not on
of them.
purpose. It's just a lot of them.
There's
Yeah,
just a lot of them. It's the numbers game.
for sure.
So after that, Cody Rhodes came out and cut his promo, which was phenomenal. That's one of the promos to watch. He gets
So I did see a clip, not the whole thing, but just like a little like one of those where I saw like a little thumbnail and just so did Travis Scott really give Cody Rhodes a black eye?
um that might have been. So yeah, Travis Scott was in the ring at Elimination Chamber. I thought that was very random. He came out with The Rock, and then he was also involved in the beating of Cody Rhodes with John Cena. So he
And
might
there's
have
one
because he
moment where
got a
like
couple shots in.
there's one moment that you can see him like he puts something like down or like holds him up and then takes this random haphazard kind of like
Yeah.
punch towards Cody Rhodes' face, bro. And I'm just like,
So it's very possible because I
I was
didn't,
like, I'm kind of shocked they let Travis Scott do that. Like
yeah,
after
like
he
touch him.
couldn't stand there, but
Again, I don't even know why he was out there, but whatever.
on the on the
They've been
on
working
the,
with Travis Scott a lot the last few months.
on the other thread with Andrew and Andre, they're straight up like, "Yo," they're like, What's up with this random? What's up with this random whack ass trash rapper lighting Sage in the ring?" And I'm like, "Oh, you don't like the Rage Sage?"
Rage stage. Oh,
I was like, "Hey, look, you want to blame anybody for that? Blame Bad Bunny. He made random people coming back in the WWE cool again, so they're gonna go grab anybody, bro. Like that's
yeah,
the
I kind of have a feeling like Travis Scott's going to perform or something at Mania because it's the second time in like two or three pay-per-views we've seen him. He came out smoking a joint with Jey Uso that one time when they were on, I think that Netflix.
I had to really look and see that it was Sage when he was first lighting the shit. I was like, bro, they really about to let Travis Scott light up at this pay per view? Like that's what they're about to do?
Well, they let him in Monday
Really?
Night Raw, that first Raw on
Apparently,
Netflix.
man.
So it wouldn't have surprised me, but yeah, he staged up the ring, I guess.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So that
I hope
promo,
he's not,
Cody
hope he's
Rhodes.
not doing Cena's new music. The rumor out there is that Cena already has some heel music.
I've heard that too.
I hope that's not the Travis Scott connection. No offense to Travis Scott or Travis
No,
Scott
no, of
fans.
course not. Yeah,
I'm just saying.
I agree. So after that, because the next match is Drew McIntyre and Jimmy Uso. So they've kind of been going back and forth a little
Oh,
bit.
so Jimmy's around.
Yeah, he's on SmackDown.
Okay. I thought Jimmy was like out, like hurt out. I didn't know he was okay.
No,
What
no,
are they doing with what are they doing with
he's,
him?
I don't know what they're gonna do with him. He's just kind of a mid-card guy right now. He's had a couple matches with Drew McIntyre, but before SmackDown started, Drew McIntyre attacked Damian Priest in the back.
Yeah, that's gonna be a thing.
Yeah,
They're gonna do that at Mania. That's gonna be
because he's like Damian Priest eliminated him at Royal Rumble, and then he's the reason he got eliminated in the Elimination Chamber. So he's like, I got nothing because of this guy. So they're gonna go, and that's gonna be a great match.
that's gonna be a good match.
Yeah,
That will be a good match. Yeah, I think Jimmy's showing up during Jay's match. I think that's gonna
yeah,
happen.
yeah. Unless it's in some like other match with like a bunch of other people, like type thing. But I don't think that's gonna.
Even if he is, I still think he comes out. I still think he
Yeah,
comes
it's very possible. So yeah, and then the last match of the night was Shinsuke Nakamura defending his championship against LA Knight. Yeah,
what belt does Shinsuke have?
the US belt. He won that when he returned. He won that from LA Knight back in November, I think it was. So let
Talking
me
about
tell you,
somebody who has some great entrance music, man. I love Shinsuke Nakamura music.
Shinsuke's great. I love the dark Shinsuke. Has like the full like Shogun kind of outfit when he comes out. It's
Is
kind
that
of the
what he
same
looks like
music.
now? Oh boy,
Yeah,
he's on Dark Shogun. Oh
yeah,
boy,
yeah. Oh yeah.
oh boy.
The music's cool. It's kind of like his old music, but it's a lot slower and it's like more of like flute and stuff. Like it's so dramatic. Like it just fits for Shinsuke. So yeah, he's been feuding with LA Knights. Uh,
Oh,
hmm
that's dope.
hmm
That's so dope.
So that's
I like
Shinsuke.
this. I like this new Shinsuke. That's dope.
Yep.
That's
So
fire.
let me
That's
tell you, I since I've
that's
come back
fire.
into wrestling, LA Knight has been one of my top guys.
Is he? Is he that?
I love this guy.
What is it
Remember,
about the homie dude? Is it just
so
the whole
he
thing?
cuts. I told you, man. Like it was a big comparison. You said it was bold, but I kind of compared him cutting promos like The Rock, in the fact where like he's so grandiose and he's so just big and over the top and like he's got the whole thing. People chant with him. It's just and he's fun to watch in the ring too. Like he can move, he's strong, like he's just the overall package. And right now, he actually beat Shinsuke to take his U.S. championship back. So he is the new U.S. champion.
Okay.
And that was the main event of SmackDown, but that was another match to check out too. So I would check out for you, I would check out the title matches and the promos that were cut, and that'll
Okay.
SmackDown for you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they'll have I'll try to find where I can find the matches. Um I'm pretty sure they'll have all the promos on YouTube.
Hmm.
So I'll definitely check out the promos. Yeah, I'll try to find some now. Man, dang. I want to watch that Shinsuke LA Knight match and try to figure out a way to.
Yeah, if not, I mean, you can shoot over here sometime, and because
Oh, yeah.
I got them all saved, so we can watch them all whenever.
Okay, perfect, perfect.
Yeah.
Plus, it would be good to do some of these live, same
Hmm.
room,
Yeah,
same thing.
we
Just
can definitely do that too.
watch something and then just like watch something and then just boom, turn it on while it's fresh and then just fucking
Yep, and just right
yeah.
afterwards. So yeah, so that was SmackDown. It was a solid show. One title defense or two title defenses, one change, new number one contender for the tag belts. It was a solid show. So tomorrow's Raw is going to be solid. It's going to be in Madison Square Garden, so it's going to be a quick
MSG from the Mecca. We're gonna get a cage
the
match.
cage match is going to be the main event. I'm most
Yeah,
likely
it's gonna be some good stuff.
be good, some good
I
stuff on Raw tomorrow.
I'm excited to be in this space, to be kind of talking wrestling and watching wrestling again,
Me
man.
too.
The main reason I even jumped back into it was the one knowing you still watched. So I was like, okay, well, somebody out there still is kind of keeping current. And then yeah, when Bray Wyatt created the Fiend, that whole thing, I was like, man, this is so crazy. That brought me all the way back in, and I've been wanting to kind of follow it ever since then. It really broke my heart when he passed away.
Yep.
'Cause I was hoping to follow him. That was going to be the main thing. Jump back into it was like, okay, I'm back and I'm here for wherever this goes, however this runs down. I'm here
I
for
know.
it.
Like
So,
like I was mentioning in part one, it's like it's such a shame that that whole Fiend, Firefly, Funhouse stuff was just wasted on just the COVID times where nobody was able to see it in person. Just it's just and like that's when he was champion, like so he didn't really get to be the whole like champion in front of people, like per
right.
se. It's just it kind of sucks because I've always been a fan of ever since he was Husky Harris, man.
Yeah.
Because they called him he was a tank body with a Ferrari engine because he can always move. And then so he left, came back, Bray Wyatt, and just ran away with it, man. Alexa Bliss joined up with them, which I am a huge fan of Alexa Bliss. I'm glad she's
Yeah.
back too.
I'm glad she's back. Shout out to Alexa Bliss.
And she's still kind of running with the whole kind of fiend thing.
I
So
see it a little bit.
yeah, she
It's
still comes out with the
perfect,
doll and walks
yeah, it's
around
a
with a little
perfect blend
doll.
of like her old kind of thing,
Mm,
and it's still that psycho is still a little there. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, yeah, that whole run was interesting when she was like when they were going after Randy Orton, and all of a sudden like the whole playhouse was in the ring and she was on the swing. Like that whole thing was,
yeah.
hey,
And that's
the whole Fiend thing was damn near perfect, man.
yep.
Damn near perfect.
And I wasn't really watching at the time, but I was still because I follow on the socials, so I was still catching clips of what they were doing. And it's just, oh, it's so good.
Yeah,
That was one of the things that kind of I think kept WWE afloat during COVID was
I
just
think so.
because
I
it
think
just kept
so.
everybody on their toes. You didn't know what he was going to do.
Yeah, yeah. Leading up to just one of the strangest WrestleMania matches. That whole WrestleMania, the COVID WrestleMania, was real interesting. Was just real interesting.
Yeah, I tried to watch. Like I said, I was watching that when he beat Strowman for the title. Like that was at SummerSlam 2020, and it was just weird because nobody was there. It was all just the video screens.
That was an interesting time. Kind of like you and I being the baseball fans we are. That time they were playing in empty stadiums. That was cool and weird at the same time.
Right. I mean, but being Ace fans back then, I mean, I don't know where we're at right now with all that, but that's another story. It kind of felt like that because I mean those stadiums were empty to begin with anyway, so it just felt like another Tuesday night in Oakland.
That's true. Yeah, that's a whole nother
That's a whole other
another
podcast.
podcast we'll do.
Yeah,
Well, that was pretty much all last week.
that was this
We
week.
had some really major things. John Cena is now a bad guy. Io Sky is now the champion.
Yes.
LA Knights, the new United States champions. We had some really crazy title changes happening. which title change is happening this close to WrestleMania
It's
is new
crazy.
for me.
Yeah,
Interesting.
because they're already starting. Like I said, they're already starting to like write the bill for it. So they were saying it's like, oh, Bianca Belair is going to face Rhea Ripley, and it's like, oh, never mind.
Yeah. When
Like,
you have two nights to get prepared for, it's mm-hmm. And it's gonna be in Vegas. It's gonna be one of the poppier WrestleManias
oh yeah,
just because of the climate,
like when they were in LA and stuff, and they
heel
do the
turn,
oh
where they
WrestleMania
are.
Hollywood stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So
If I
uh,
wasn't going to Disney World that week, I would have been in Germany. I'll tell you that.
there
So
you go. There you go. So cool. So that was the week. We both said we weren't really going to super talk about NXT unless something really major jumped off. I don't think there was anything major jumped off really.
didn't really hear much about it this week. So
They'll probably, they'll probably be a little slower behind building up their whatever matches they're going to throw forward at WrestleMania. I'm pretty sure they'll have two or three
oh yeah,
NXT kind of things. Whoever it's time from NXT to go to the main rosters, WrestleMania
It-
will be
we'll
there.
we'll see it that Monday, that Raw after Mania. That's the biggest Raw of the
Yes.
year. It's one of the
Yeah.
best Raws I've ever been to. Was when Mania was here for 31, and we went and saw that one. Oh my God. Raw
It's a
after
big
Mania is
day.
just because it feels like because the WrestleMania crowd, it's the same people pretty much, but it's just much smaller. So
Mm-hmm.
you take a fraction of what's actually at Mania and you put that in a building with a roof, it's hard to contain.
And it feels like if I know wrestling doesn't really have seasons, right? But I think we all agree that WrestleMania is kind of like the end of a season.
Yep. And then the new
I
season
mean,
starts the very next day.
right. And so basically, the Raw after WrestleMania has always been great because it's like fucking now you finished off all storylines. So
Yep.
now
We're starting
any,
up.
anything can happen.
Right. And that's
Anything.
why that's when people usually come up from NXT is the night after Mania and or the Rumble before that. So we'll see. So
We'll see.
we got about a little less than 40 days before Mania, and so we'll see what happens this week at Raw and SmackDown.
Just enough time for us to get together and start to polish this stuff. Not bad for episode 0.
Yes, sir.
I think it's really great. I'm excited to be doing this with you.
Me too.
And
Long time coming.
we will watch Raw and we'll watch SmackDown and then we'll get together and we'll do this again at some point.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, I am Akili.
I am Billy.
All right, y'all. Well, that was it. We don't have a name or anything yet. So that'll be coming.
It's coming.
We'll roll that around. Got a lot of brainstorming to do, but I think first successful little first episode, man.
Absolutely.
Cool, cool. We'll catch y'all on the next one.
Peace.
All right. Let me just hit the